I see you're in, but I don't see you.
Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, I'm here trying to get all these iPads going, and then I saw your text. I'm like, oh my gosh.
What are they doing? Are they updating again?
A few of them did. This one is already in Adobe. A few of them did. Like two of them. But I'm hoping I can get, I don't need all of these. And you open it with Adobe, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so is there anything else I need to do? Adobe, why is it just Adobe? I just want to open it with Adobe. Why all these options? Um,
I thought most of them I had set to always use Adobe, so that when you just say open with, it would just open Adobe.
Not this one. This one's saying update now. Let me hit that. Oh gosh, no, this one want me to sign in with an Adobe account.
You
Okay.
should be able to skip out of that.
Yeah, I did. Okay, so that one is good. I see this one. Oh, how's your day going?
Sound like calmer than yours.
You know what, Kim? I not today, not today. Question for you: does Tom get the whole packet printed or just the agenda?
Whole packet.
Oh my God.
But there's only like what, 20 pages? 21.
I know, but I'm thinking about when there ain't 20 pages.
Yeah, well, if it's when it gets to be that big again, I will pick and choose what I print for him because he will have seen it already. You know, he will have seen the whole packet. He doesn't need the whole one there at the meeting.
Mm.
Because he ain't gonna do nothing. When it gets that big, he ain't gonna do nothing but leave it there.
You know, that's exactly what he gonna do too.
Mhm.
So who are we expecting all those name tags you had me print?
I don't know because they don't let me know when they're coming and when they're not. And I just want to be prepared.
Yeah, I hear ya. I just gotta go get Camille's off my desk. I wanna go home. I gotta get back used to this office thing. I just wanna go home. That's your fault. I was
Nope.
fine. It is.
No, ma'am.
This is
Mm-mm.
all your fault.
Not at all.
I ain't got time for this. Listen to me, you ain't got time to work. Your normal business hours, 8 to 5. I really I don't. I know. I gotta look her up. Not in here. I don't mind being at home doing it. I'm
Mm,
less distracted. I'm more calm. I'm
mm.
just, I come here and it's like, just I feel better. I ain't getting no raise this year. I swear. I know I'm not either. That's a great. I'm gonna have to start over. By the time I said I'm gonna prove myself, I looked at the calendar. I'm like, it's too late. I'm just gonna have to start over in January. I might as well continue fucking the rest of the year up. Let me not say that too loud.
Be like, yeah, I won't be in until January
That shit, Brody
time
just
frame.
walked in.
I just hear.
I might as well, right?
What the hell is this?
Hey, Rolly.
Hey, what's this? What's this January stuff?
Nothing.
Oh, okay, all right. Don't start causing, she already caused damn near a coronary.
Who?
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. My heart wasn't beating for about 5 minutes.
Nah, you'll be all right.
What
Okay,
happened?
she'll tell you.
I can't even remember. That's how simple it was.
When you froze up my laptop.
Oh, he couldn't remember his laptop password. That ain't my fault. His laptop went to sleep on me and he can't remember the password to it.
I did. It didn't like it.
And then it wasn't the right password.
I believe it was. You said it's
You believe it
locked
was.
on the picture.
You're not sure if it was. What you told me and what you wrote down was night and day.
Yes. No.
Night and day.
You reversed the numbers, but nonetheless,
Glad you got it.
when you get a moment, you get a moment.
I surely will.
Okay. Otherwise, hello, see you later.
Hello, you won't see me today, but
I guess not. You're in points unknown,
DC.
DC. That's not Trump's there. No, never mind.
Yeah, I'll be back in January. Ain't nothing I can do to save this. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna rush the website. They're gonna be like, finally. There's nothing I can do to put on there. What did you do? I did my basic job. But I got to do. That's not like me, you know that. Normally I go, yeah. It's not depressing me. I don't know why I brought it up. Depressing. It's depressing because it's not me. I always go above and beyond. They'll be like, we can't figure this out. I'll be like, me too.
Listen, you're gonna be the new face of the emoji that does this.
Got to a point where they're like, let's not even ask her anything. Sad part is, even feel bad. I've been bothering me for years, man. That's my job is for them to bother me. I will start over in January. Oh, so many people apologies.
By January, they're gonna be like, F you, we figured it all out already. We don't need you now.
Oh, Kim, so listen to this, right? I interviewed this girl yesterday. She applied so there's two positions, one paying 30 to 35 and the other paying 35 to 40. And she applied for the one paying 30 to 35. My dumb ass. Because she has such a strong an admin background. And I haven't been able to interview anyone for that 35 to 40. So I told her, I said, it's probably recommended because you have such a strong background that, you go for the 35 to 40 position, Worded differently, but you know what I mean. She gonna tell me when it's time to negotiate, she gonna tell me, Tom don't get a tablet, right?
Right.
She gonna tell me, can she get started off between 38 and 40? It's like, because you don't have a construction background, we'll do 35 to 6. I'm not going any higher than that. She was like, well, send me an offer letter and I'll think about it. But you applied to 30 to 35.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So I had Nelly and Karen send her an offer letter and gave her a deadline by 10
Mhm.
a.m. Wednesday morning. Yeah, I'm not about to let you sit and think about this too long. And she's really good because Pep and what's his name? Rick interviewed her.
Uh-huh.
Good. She reminds me of Corey on steroids.
Okay, where'd she come from?
Ah, I forgot the name of the company. It's New York City based. She just moved back to Rochester in February. I
Mm.
guess she took a little break and looking for a job. She's nice. You could tell she's nice with it. Karen goes, well, I spoke with her and sounds like she know how to speak. I said, Karen, that's the same thing Pepin told me at my interview. You got a crappy resume, but at least you know how to speak. I'm like, are you guys trained to say that?
Right. What does that even mean?
It's an insult. She's like, you'll be surprised. Not a lot of people know how to speak, she said. Who else get Brody?
Mostly the people on the other side of the table. Rolly gets one on that side, but that's it.
Okay. Brody do he uses his?
He does.
But I'm just like, listen, lady, it's the so we don't know if the superintendent is coming.
We don't.
I know.
Normally what I do is I put him at the end so that if he does come, I can just put out a tablet and a name tag.
I got his tablet and I got Mark Porter out. I'm just leaving it. I ain't got time. Leaving it all out. Got the
Mm,
superintendent out. The only person I'm missing is Camille. And I'll figure her out. I got one more tablet to load up. And I need to go print. Brian gets one?
yeah,
Why?
right.
And I gotta go. Ooh, I don't think Brian getting one today. This one powering up. Uh, we'll see if Brian getting one.
Uh,
It's only one working one left. Oh crap!
why?
Almost dropped the other one.
There should be a bunch of them.
No, there's one installing, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 at the table. So 12 total.
Hmm. Let's see what else.
11 at the table, 12 installed. Let me see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, 11 at the table. All right, what else do you need from me to make sure this goes smoothly?
Nothing. I'm going to do the recording through my note taker.
Okay.
Um, once you, I'm, let me actually share this to make sure that you can see.
What is beeping?
I don't hear it.
Not no more.
Oh, what I also want to do, um, can you join the meeting on your, as you? Because with the executive session, I gotta pull people out and I want to make sure when I do that, that the people who are signed in can't see and hear.
Okay, let me go to my regular computer.
All right.
You can hear me?
I can.
Okay.
Now what I'm gonna do is create a breakout room and pull all these people in and see if open.
Oh, let me print the fucking board packet. Oh, can the room hear me?
So I went in, but it doesn't bring in the
boardroom.
Let me see if I can. And it said it did. But let me try it once more. Let me see here. Oh, that's what needs to happen. The boardroom has to join, but how does that happen?
Let me go look at that screen and see.
Yeah, see if the little monitor thing,
Okay.
Then you get up and search. This report will get a copy.
I gotta get the breakout room out of the.
Tomorrow? Okay. I'll be working remotely tomorrow too.
Ridiculous.
Really, I am. I'm too old for this stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
I really am. I am way too old for this. I'm supposed to be owning my own company right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get some more water. Have this set up. I don't got to worry about nothing. I'm not done. No, I'm coming back.
What's been going on there?
What ain't been going on? Nothing. I don't know. I don't know. Life. Listen, I do what they pay me to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's all I know. Get paid to do what is asked.
I see you got a neighborhood over here for the district.
Yep. Don't know if they'll all come, but they at least have a space.
So how come you got Jesse Dudley separated? Because you got the state monitors.
Yeah, they've always been separated by Jesse.
Status quo is great.
Yep.
I do what they pay me. Greg not coming in, huh?
Who?
Greg McDonald?
Who knows? They tend to alternate. I don't know ahead of time which one is going to be.
Okay.
They're pretty much never going to be there at the same time.
Oh. I do what they pay me to do. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
100%. I haven't given 200% in months. It's been months. I'm gonna get back at it. They'll get 400% in January. They can start.
Oh, okay.
They can drive me crazy again in January.
Uh-huh. Yeah. When are you bringing a new girl if she accepts?
Um, let me get one more week of. One more week of it. And I'll let you know. Right now, I have no clue.
Where's she gonna sit?
Oh, one in the office, next to Rolly.
Mm.
But I gotta make sure Rolly doesn't give her anything extra.
I never do.
Rolly,
Give people normal workloads.
that's right. For you, that's
Your
normal.
definition of normal and mine tends to be a little,
Exactly. So we need to go with my definition of normal.
no, yours is too soft. Way too soft. Are you gonna give me a minute or not?
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, 100%. Sometimes I need reminders. Hi, how are you? Pretty good.
What's going on, T? You doing? You're good. Sit. You got waters nowadays?
Yeah. They're even cold. She stuck them in the freezer this
Hey,
morning.
they look cool. I see Kim virtually.
Yes, indeed.
Hey,
Hello.
are you sure that's not virtual Kim?
Not yet, Terry, but very soon.
Are you having yourself cloned?
I am.
Kim, I believe I owe you a response. That shouldn't be an issue
Okay, good.
for the report.
Hey, folks. How you
Looks
doing?
like Tom.
Good, how about you?
Crazy, but you know, that's normal, goes with the territory.
Yeah. Maybe it's you.
I've been accused of that before.
Hello, Tom.
Hi there, how are you? Or
I'm-
where are you?
I'm in DC.
Okay, well, they need some help down there. Give it to them.
That's what I'm here for.
We got your phone lined up here?
Oh yeah, everything is set up, ready for the executive session. And Siobhan's gonna be bringing you your printout and the things that you will be signing.
There are 3 agreements here.
Mm-hmm.
Those are for me to sign, I believe.
Yes.
And the motion we make to go into executive session.
Yep. Ed looked at the statement. I'm actually gonna put it on the screen here. Where's my share? I'm not sure if you can see the screen.
I can see the agenda.
Mm-hmm. So there's the
Oh,
executive session.
can't really, oh, wait a minute here.
Let me zoom here.
I got it. Okay. Good. Thank you.
You are welcome.
I was in Bethesda this weekend. I had to go to a memorial service down there. So I was near wherever you are.
Yeah, because I'm in, where am I right now? Oxon Hills right now. But I was in that area also over the weekend. Looking for my ink pen that I don't seem to have. It's not as nice now as it was over the weekend. It's supposed to warm up, but right now it's not.
Well, come on, it's not cold, right?
That depends on your definition of cold.
Hi, Ron.
How you doing?
Mayor, so all the signature pages are in the back. I'm not sure how Kim print those. But the agreements, the last page is a signature page. I don't know if she only prints the signature page or the entire.
The whole thing is here, but I'm gonna give it all back to you.
Okay,
But there were places for me to just sign at the end of it.
yep, the back page.
So that's all we need to do with the state.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Mhm. Ron, how are you?
Chairman, how are you? I'm doing good.
Good. You're looking kind of spiffy in that hat there. I don't know.
Uh,
So Kim, you're gonna do the fund balance report remotely?
Yes.
Good.
For the executive session, it will just be the board members virtual board members, the board room, and myself that will be in the breakout room.
Okay.
Everyone must be showing up at the same time.
They do, right?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Good.
There he is. How are you?
Here, how are you?
Well, is this, ready to go or is this gone? You know,
It's final draft for approving.
so you're asking me to look at it here.
That's correct. You don't go until you say so.
Okay.
At least to my knowledge, you don't go.
Right, maybe.
Good afternoon, Ron.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Good, good.
Good afternoon, Jim.
How are you, Pepin?
Okay.
Good.
Hello.
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 Hi, Kim.
Hey, Kim.
Okay.
How are you?
Good.
Good, thank you.
Sean, can you tell who all is signed in?
No, Kim is. She
Oh, Kim
has
is,
full access.
oh, Kim is doing it. Okay.
Yes, right now it's just me and Kim. Hey, Kim. Hey, Kim.
Well, it's enough, I guess.
Thanks, Tom.
No, Jacob's gonna be here in person or not, but, I think we should probably have him call SCD. Tell them we're sending this letter. So they don't, if we sabotage them. But, in his last letter, he's telling us to do it, so.
Right.
Now, he's gonna deny that when he realizes what happens when you say something. No, he didn't think of that when he said that, I'm sure. But
So,
we don't need to argue about that now. But I think Jacob's the guy to call. That's what it was.
Yes.
Yeah. You know if Mr. Scott is coming in person or,
I'm sorry.
do you know if Chief Scott is coming in person? We can ask him when he's there.
Yeah.
Here he comes now.
Oh,
Here he is.
there he is. Hi there.
Hello. Hello.
I sent you,
Jacob?
Scott? Why?
You're there.
You better sign seating.
Well, you can move them around if you want.
But you have to take your name tag with you.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Yes, okay.
I'm sure it's not personal. No one wants to sit next to you, Jeff.
I guess, I can take it personally.
No, it was just telling Pep, I think. Better that we're gonna send it. Session.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, I think.
How you doing?
Good.
Good idea.
You know, Jesse. All right.
That's good. Push on the left. So they don't think they're. You're the guy they all want to hear from, so.
I don't know. I can,
Yeah, well, today we'll act on it, I think, and then you forward send it. And show it. Okay?
Yep.
Great. How are you?
We need to discuss.
Not really, that you know, it's okay. Here we come. Welcome, folks.
Good afternoon.
Hello, Robert.
hello.
Chairman Richards, we have a forum whenever you're ready to get started.
Thank you. Is Brian on the,
He should be here any minute.
he's expected?
Yeah. He's on his way.
Oh, he's later in the program, so we're going to get started. Okay, folks, welcome to our meeting of October 14th. We'll call the meeting to order and deal with the first item of business, which are the minutes of the previous meeting of September 9th. Are there any questions or comments about the minutes? Seeing or hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve them.
I'll move it.
Been moved,
Second.
moved and seconded. Any further comments, questions? Seeing or hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed? Good. Okay, the phase 3 pay requisition for this month, Kim Jones.
Yeah, okay. So we have a payment to Anshin totaling $16,295.75. Payment to Bon Shonik and King for $2,501. Payment to Buffalo Construction, $2.28. Payment to Chantrell Jensen Stark Architects for $132,425.60. Payment to Labella Associates for $198,043.68. Payment to Lawley Construction Solutions for $50. Payment to LaChase for $65,870 and $46,369.31. Payment to SWBR for $308,350. payment to Pike for $32,847. And lastly, a payment to Watts Architecture and Engineering for $43,009.72. Total payments of $1,261,347.35. Any questions?
Comments or questions on the ARIC for this month? Seeing or hearing none, then I'll entertain a motion to approve them as submitted. Been moved, seconded. And any questions or comments? Seeing or hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. We have an amendment to the Watts agreement for MLK School 9. That's in the packet. And Pepin, you want to give us a quick rundown on what we're doing here?
Yes, sir. So this amendment is to modify what's discussed with the chairman. The first two items are related to the demographic enrollment study update requested by SCD for the preliminary review submissions of all 6 projects. The third item is to investigate the existing conditions of the ceiling, or concrete ceiling on all 3 floors at MLK number 9. This is to investigate the existing cap above the ceilings on all 3 floors in the main corridors. This investigation helps the architect determine the extent of piping, power and data cables and fire-rated walls affected by the demolition of the cap, which will be removed to allow ductwork and piping for air conditioning. So the fourth item is to update the type of the state environmental quality review to include the expanded playfield scope at Edison Tech. This will allow the board as a lead agency to determine whether the planned work should be classified as a seeker type 1 projects or remain a type 2 per the strategic plan when Watts did that work initially. So if the project is classified as type 1, then there would be a draft environmental impact statement followed by a final environmental impact statement, and that would be a bit costly. So we're hoping that a type 1 classification will not be needed. We'll keep you updated on that. But for now, we just want to go with small steps by looking into what type this seeker update review should be. The fifth item is to complete a new test fit due to the change in swing space plan by the district. Chief Scott will give us official instructions for the district's no swing space strategy, and we'll continue to work with him on that. The sixth item is to perform the lead and water testing to confirm with the drinking water that the drinking water meets acceptable standards for lead-containing hazards in the water fountains. So this is really a New York State law and regulation that requires all public school districts and BOCES to test water for lead contamination and to take actions to remove any sources of lead. So schools obviously must notify parents, guardians of students in writing when these outlets exceed the action level and post them on websites. But right now, the public health law went into effect in December of 22, and compliance testing required every 3 years. So we've been working with the district's facilities department, and they asked us to do this testing. So we're working with Watts Architecture to get them to do this testing for us, for the board. So those are the six
We're going to have
items.
to do that. It's kind of testing on all these projects, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we would have to. So this is the first one.
If I could clarify, at this stage, that's being used really to determine how much, if and how much piping in addition to fixtures may need to be replaced as part of the scope and part of the design. When the job is completed, there may be another round of testing for the students to come back.
Yeah, thanks, Derek.
What's the difference between the secret one and secret two?
Well, type 1 is a lot more extensive. It requires a drafting of a full environmental impact statement, air, water, environment, noise, etc. But when in phase 2, about, I would say, 9 years ago, 10 years ago, we kind of flirted with that type, and we did an extensive DIS, but we did not go to a FEIS, which is the final environmental impact statement. But when Watts was hired, before we were even hired, the board asked them to see what kind of a secret type the board needed to adopt as lead agency. And it was determined there was no need for a type 1. So they went with a type 2 declaration. So we cleared seeker. Now that the work at Edison Tech is a lot more extensive, it may require a lot of environmental work, may put lighting, Moscow lighting on the play field. So there's some light pollution that needs to be studied. And also we'll probably have to have DEC on site to monitor the soil remediation. So that would require a more extensive study for the environmental impact.
We're aided in the rest of the projects by the fact that we're dealing with buildings that are in place. We're not expanding, we're not adding on in any significant way. And so we don't really change the circumstances that exist currently with respect to this kind of thing. Edison, that's different.
Those are the 6 items for this amendment. And those were reviewed with the chairman and Edwin, and of course, BSK. So that's why you'll see some signature coming some already.
Okay, any questions or comments about this? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve this amendment.
Make a motion.
It's moved, seconded. Any further questions or comments? Hearing or seeing none, then all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, it passes. That concludes the regular meeting business that we need to do for approval. We do have a series of reports we need to give, and the ICO is the first one. Brian, you.
Thank you.
You made it.
August numbers as of October 1st of this year. So when we look at it, we ultimately have approximately 94% of all the required docs in, but just to show you, that only means we were missing 3, just to let you know where they are. So we'll make sure we get them in. We received a total of 441 documents that we went through. The project is 99.09% of all the required docs have been in and been analyzed by Anshin. The analysis of our workforce data, when we look at it, minority hours worked through the month of August were 89 hours for a total of 17,218 hours for minority. Non-minority women, we had 796 hours worked during the month of August for a total of 5,781. Non-minority male, we had an additional, during the month of August, we had 1,294 hours to bring up to our total of 19,568 hours. Total hours to work on phase 3 is 42,568 hours. Then when we break out our comparison of goals, overall hours worked, first looking at it traditionally, minorities, both male and female, a goal of 23, we're at 40.45. Women, non-minority only, goal of 7, and we're at 13.58. Then when we look at it, comparing the goals overall hours worked with female participation analysis, minority male only, a goal of 23, and we're at 27.57. Women, both minority and non-minority, a goal of 7, and we're at 25.18. And we look at our business participation and utilization. This is based on $70,334,804 of current contracts that have been executed. We have an MBE goal of 18%. We're currently at 32.52%, with a contract value of $22,875,000. Our WBE, we have a goal of 12%. We're currently at 7.35, and we have $5,170,000 awarded to WBEs. Our SBE goal of 2%, we're currently at 2.05, with $1,442,000 to our SBEs. Our DBEs, we also have a goal of 2%. We're currently at 3.74% for a total dollar value of $2,629,000. During the month of August, we had 17 City of Rochester residents working on the project. That was out of a total of 80, total workforce of 89 employees. So we had 19.10% of the workforce resides in the City of Rochester. We're also tracking the BOP, our former BOP graduates, and we're still currently tracking that there's 4 firms actively engaged on the project, of which one of them has 2 contracts.
Questions for Brian? The numbers look good, but I caution everyone to remember that we're in the very early stages of this project. And when we get into the construction phase, excuse me, that will substantially ramp up the number of people involved and the number of hours involved. And some of these goals will make it a little tougher to meet, but it's a good start.
The only one we're really short on is our WBE. We're at a little over 7%. We have a goal at 12, but we feel confident that as we start getting into the construction contracts, that number will kick up, and we'll see where that is. We track it on a monthly basis by the pay apps.
Yeah, I mean, the other side of what I just said is that in some ways it gets easier because we've got more contracts. It may not look like it, but we have very few contracts compared to what we'll have when the construction starts. Okay. Kim, are you going to help us with the financial information?
So what we have here is our fiscal year budget tracking. Again, these are the entities that are paid directly through the RJSCB, and we are currently under budget on all of them for now. And again, this is pretty early in the fiscal year, and construction hasn't started, but we're pretty good, tracking pretty good right now. We have not yet been contacted for our audit, so that $12,000 will be spent. And the insurance is usually due in February, so that will be a while before that comes online. As far as our fund balance report, the account balance prior to this month's pay requisition was $15,831,815.89. Once this month's pay requisition is subtracted, that leaves $14,570,468.54, with a total expended to date of $16,184,685.35. When we look at our major budgets, our RSMP admin expenses are $7,521,588, which is 17% of the budget. And the RSMP costs, which are right now all soft costs, is $8,645,111, which is 2% of the budget. Don't expect that to go up anytime soon, and we'll just keep tracking it as we get the bills in for the insurance and for the audit. The top chart will be adjusted. Any questions?
Questions for Kim? Yeah, the format in some ways is more important at this stage than the amounts because again, we're early in the program, but we need a format for this reporting. So as we ramp up the numbers, we've got really good control over what's being spent where. So the system itself is probably where we ought to focus and make sure we think it's working for us. Pepin, maybe you could refresh our recollection with respect to the modernization program phase 3 overall project budget.
Sure. Thank you.
That's in the packet that you received.
Okay. So as far as an overall, my computer, thank you for helping me. I decided to receive.
Yeah.
There are no hard construction costs expended to date. As of last month, 12.79% of the total incidental budget was spent, or 16,184,684. With the current progress, the 0.41% complete, and we still have 96.59% of the program to go towards completion.
So as you see, that's the same remark we've been making all the way through. You know, this really demonstrates how early we are in the project. But remember, this is a project with a hard landing. We absolutely have to make the allocation that's been set forth in the legislation. So as this thing really gets going, this document will be becoming more important because it's the bottom line that shows on this document that counts against that statutory allocation. Okay, other questions on that?
I have a couple of questions, if you don't mind.
No, it's okay.
If you can pull the spreadsheet over a little more so I can read it. I wanted to see the columns for I guess you'd say, yeah, you keep moving over. So the RJSCB expense reserve, what is that?
Oh, no, this is a contingency reserve to account for any amendments that will come in front of the board. We want to make sure we have enough contingency, so we don't do what the chairman just said we cannot do by law, exceeding the overall budget. So that's protection.
Is that, so that's above the line or below the line? Is that more construction or what is that?
That amount is incidental. That's part of the soft cost. Above the line, if you go scroll up, you'll see a different. Okay, you'll see a construction reserve above the line. That will be for contractor change orders or any scope the board wants to add to the project. So that's above the line. And below the line, you'll see the soft cost incidental. That's the RJSCB reserve. That's the owner's contingency.
So looking at MLK number 9, what you're referring to is that budget construction reserve of 5%, $1.4 million,
Yes,
is additional expense reserve of 1.1 million.
that is correct.
So to continue to go on that, all right, so we have contingency above and below the line. And we have a clerk of the works, right? Or just a clerk manager?
Yes, you do have a construction manager for each of the projects. That's typical for this type of work. And the statute requires specialty consultants such as us, the program manager, really an extension of the board to manage everything about the program, and also pay or finance everything for the board, including the space you're in, other unconventional expenditures you would not see in a typical suburban school project. But for this program, the FMP requires a program manager independent, an independent ICO. Legal fees, obviously, Ed and his team are very active on the project. So those are added costs for this particular program that you normally don't see in a regular program that's not a modernization.
And you're running that through our general admin costs below?
Yes, sir. That's the general admin.
All right. And for the general admin and our architectural fees, are you slotting them in based on what the MCA can fit, or are those the actual contract values for each portion of that? Especially
Yes,
like
for the architects, those are actual contract values because you've retained pretty much all of them. I need to check with Siobhan now to know if Douglas has been updated yet, since the contract's not yet signed, but
They'll be updated.
it will be updated after the board meeting. Okay. So everything is actual contracts for the architects and the CMs, except for Douglas, which will be updated after Chairman Richard signs.
So, I mean, because I'm looking at the architectural fees, and some of them are, between 5% and 6%, and you have some closer to 8-9%. So these were actually bid out, and those are the numbers that came in.
Every professional service consultant for this program was competitively bid, although not required to do so, although it was supposed to be just an RFP. But we had extensive interviews, and the board members participated in those interviews, including Chairman Richards and Vice Chairman Scott and other members of the board. Sometimes I think the city also participated in those interviews. To answer your question directly, Facilities Group, Tom Kesa and his team were part of that. So each and every consultant that we go out with, we put a competitive bid out.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I have an additional question. Excuse me very much. Excuse me. So with the $32 million that we have essentially in reserve, what point of time in the timeline, if it's determined that $32 million is not needed, that the board comes back to then have conversations about expanding the scope of the work in each of these buildings?
So, perfect question. Until you reach the midpoint of construction, everything is uncertain. Okay. Right now, we have projects that are over budget. We are value engineering those projects at the conceptual level, schematic level, to make sure we fit the budget, and also we test them against the MCA. And that's an exercise we go through pretty much every week, if not more often. Okay. But you will know as soon as when we get, again, for phase 1 and phase 2, which we believe were very successful, despite what others think, we were very close. Phase 1 was $325 million. Phase 2 was $435 million. We were within $1 million by the time we were done. Some of those monies were invested. We had SSBA, we had the Smart School Bond Act that we used. We invested some of the funds and received favorable interests, earnings, and we used the investment earnings for additional scope the district added at school number 4 and site work over at, I think, school 54. We added some, we purchased some properties to expand the site. So those dollars, these extra dollars, were used to benefit the district.
One of the cautions for this particular project, though, this phase 3, is the status of construction financing costs generally very uncertain. And so we need more caution with respect to this phase than we might otherwise have, because while we have spent a lot of time and effort trying to get good numbers here, and we've got local construction managers who are dealing in the market actively, so they know what the numbers are. The fact that those things could change dramatically stares us in the face. So it has something to do with those tariff issues and those other things.
With this here, these numbers that we're looking at were formulated from a building conditions survey that was conducted when? Are we dealing with information from 2022, or was this based upon a recent building construction survey?
Both.
Sorry?
Yeah, the answer is both. We used the total authorization and kind of used the schools that were selected by the District for Modernization and allocated budgets based on the DCS and the strategic plan that was developed, the building condition survey. And we've been with the facilities group all along, reviewing those line items. When there's a request, we accommodate those requests. And if there's an item that is outside of the strategic plan or the VCS, we ask Mr. Scott's team, what would you want to remove, replace it with this no scope request? And that's an exercise. Mr. Scott's been part of all these meetings as well. We meet on a weekly basis, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week to go through these exercises.
So the information contained in each of these budget lines do not factor in any sort of escalation in cost? Are these just flat numbers, and then the reserves are then there to then address any sort of escalation in cost?
Escalation is built to each of those numbers. For each project, it goes to midpoint of construction.
Is there a way to get an understanding as to what the escalation has been built into each of these lines?
Absolutely. We have a cost model that was developed by us, and either Terry or Rolly can pull those items. And I think what percent we're using for escalation? Right now, we're seeing, we're doing Yonkers School, we're doing other schools, we're seeing 5% all estimators using. Some people use 4. I think we're using 5 as well.
It's between 4 and 5.
Between 4 and 5, depending on the complexity of the project.
And the duration,
And
how
the
far out.
Of course.
Another thing that we are doing in the cost control, if you will, is we have 2 professional detailed estimates going on, one by the architectural team, one by the construction manager. Those are reconciled before we make any submission. Both of them are looking at the project from their perspective of complexity, availability of materials, you name it, so that their costs are running in current, if you will. They are obviously challenged by reason we are holding the architects, the design teams, if you will, to a design bid budget of 95% of the budget, so that we have bid protection, as it's called, that plus or minus 5%, plus our contracts with each of the design teams builds in, they owe us an additional 5% in alternate. So we are designing 105. So there's 10% of wow, if you will, in the numbers. But because we have to do a preliminary submission, a 25, a 50, a 75, and a final, each of those costs, the scope, and hopefully the drilling down of the cost gets finer and finer in detail with each step. And obviously any oops, if you will, get caught in that process. The construction contingency that you alluded to, as we go through the projects and we see the trend of actual cost or any, shall we say, unforeseen conditions or lack of coordination that we have to correct in construction, we adjust according to that budget, the ability to pay for those. And not at the end, because we bid alternates, we generally have the contractor graciously hold them, shall we say, to a point that we feel comfortable whether or not we can afford them and spend and do it, because our intention is to put every dollar into each project, for each school.
Thank you for the explanation. Thank you.
One of the things that I've been insistent on here is that we have to run this thing in a way that we don't have any big surprises. there's too much regulation going on here. There are too many people involved in this. There are too many layers of review to absorb a big change. And so we have to be conservative in the way we deal with these costs so that it'll be different. You couldn't get it exactly right, but it can't be different in a big way that requires us to go back in and redo things or go to other people and look for other money or something like that.
Understood. Thank you.
Okay, why don't you finish up with your report and then we'll deal with the last item on the agenda.
So as an overall report for phase 3 is still with the governor's office getting approval. I believe everybody's reaching out. The labor groups are the Jennifer Pyle from executive director for the council, and I believe the bill sponsors already sent a letter to the governor asking her to pick up the bill and sign it. So hopefully we'll have an answer by the end of the month or next month, but it needs to happen before December 31st, obviously, otherwise we start from scratch all over again. So that's where we are. That's this item. The financial plan is being revised based on the anticipation that the 125 million extension will be approved. If it's not, then we'll stop. So there's a series of work sessions I have with Wells Fargo as bond underwriter, capital market advisors, to build a model that still protects the district and keep us within the local share limit that was approved by the Board of Ed. The revised plan obviously will need approval by the RJSCB, the school district's Board of Ed, the state controller, and any other stakeholder interested in the plan. We are not filing the COMIDA application yet until the extension is approved by the governor's office, and that application is to refund the outstanding callable maturities of phase 1 and some phase 2 bonds, 2013, 2015 serial bonds that are becoming due or were due. So we've had Wells Fargo develop several models to show how we can get some savings from this refinancing. The schedules for long-term debt issuance cannot be finalized with the serial bonds until SCD approves each of the projects. So obviously we cannot go to market even for long-term debt until SCD approves the first group of projects, at least the first 3, to remain consistent with what we had in the financial plan and the strategic plan. So obviously this financial plan will be revised, as I said before, once we know the extension is approved. So we're going to be dealing with 600 million versus 475. As far as the SCD submission updates, we had a meeting on September 11 with the State Education Department's Office of Facilities Planning. So they've asked for some information. We are waiting the new demographics from the independent demographer, so we can make all the submissions at once, because the state wants all 6 projects submitted as a preliminary review before they give us the go-ahead to move forward. So there's a new FPFMP that the board chairman and the board will talk about a bit later that requires signatures by August 31. As far as the design updates, construction documents are still on a soft hold until we know what's happening with the approval process on a preliminary submission. And we'll having discussions with Vice Chair Scott on swing space location changes. Wilson commencements, same as MLK, on a soft hold. The schedule and budget updates are work in progress. And design documents are pending a wind down based on what directions we get. At DA High School at Franklin, we are waiting for the instructional space review forms. We need signatures from the regional associate from SED, and that can happen only after the special ed folks at the district review those forms and get them approved. Then the regional associate will sign them and return them to us. Edison Tech, the program verification report was completed and presented to the board and the district and city representatives. Schematic design is on a soft hold with safe work ongoing until the extension is approved and signed by the governor. The design team's been directed to initiate a change of alternative options, and packaging as far as prioritizing the scope, the budget, and we're getting proposals, Terry, from everyone in anticipation that this legislation will be approved. So
I believe we have all of them. I'm gonna check, but I believe we have all of them, and they have negotiated the ones we, we needed the right price. So
Right.
I believe we're ready to go. I'll confirm.
okay, so we won't present them to you until the governor gives a blessing on the extension. As far as the revised schedule, I'll finish East and then you can talk about the schedule. Preliminary submission folder is prepared or being prepared, just waiting for the special ed discussion and ISR and signatures on the SCD forms. The architects and construction manager contracts are being executed, and the same is true for Douglas. The preliminary submission folder is being prepared, waiting for signature on the SED forms. Similar to East, CM and designer contracts are being executed. So Terry, if you could briefly go over the overall schedule, not much to talk about really, but
It's, I updated it last Thursday on the 2nd, posted it up on the wall. Pretty much plugged in what the results of the discussion with SCD were, which was consistent with the previous meeting. So it was really just a progress update. Looking for all 6 submissions after the demographic projections are received. Those are rough numbers are for review or due the beginning of November with the final report around Thanksgiving, and then we can assemble all of it as a single package and get it into SED for their review. That would kick off, according to SED, they would, once they determine the building aid units in the aid, they would give us approval to continue on with our designs.
yeah. Thank you. And lastly, I know Mr. Jaime Alicea will ask about the quarterly report to the Board of Ed. That draft is ready, but it's not been reviewed by the board chairman yet. So both Kim Mitchell and Chairman Richards have a copy of it. And as soon as that's finalized, we'll get that over to the Board of Ed. Thank you.
Okay, questions for Pepin? If not, that concludes the business with respect to the regular item in the regular business meeting. So we're going to go now into executive session. We need to discuss some contractual matters. So at this point, I would entertain a motion to go into executive session. Been moved. We need a second. Second. Seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. That means we're going into session. So all of those people who are members of the board or the immediate support people can stay. You can stay if you want.
And just give me 1 second, Chairman Richards, to move us into breakout room.
You saw who I indicated we wanted to include, right? We include the roster and we include, I mean.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, you can invite additional people into the executive session.
What?
You can invite.
Yeah, that's what I just did, right? Nice try, Jaime.
You said
Hang
sit,
around,
you said
gotta hang
sit
around.
up.
You stay, you stay.
Okay.
So when Kim tells us to go, we'll go.
Okay, let me get the boardroom into there. And Siobhan, if I could get you to join the boardroom. Okay, looks like you're back.
Okay. Back into regular session then. At this point in time, you're being asked to authorize the sending of the letter that was projected on the screen with respect to the slowing of work prior to approval of the submissions to SED, with the understanding that we will review that with SED before we send it. So I'll entertain a motion for that.
I'll move it.
Been moved by
Second.
Jesse.
Second.
Jacob has seconded. Other comments or questions? Hearing, seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. Is there any further business to come before the meeting? Hearing or seeing none, we stand adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gentlemen.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
I don't know if she gave you some of the originals.
Sign
Even has one on the day.
this letter.
I don't know. Okay.
You should have actually.
I should.
You know, so people-
Gymnastics on Wednesday.
Even if we didn't do it ahead of time, it's very short. I don't have it either.
Pieces. Come on. Oh.
Just be something.
It's just, you know.
Yeah, that would be a better choice.
I don't,
The only problem is that that's on the other side of town. Where we is that right now?
it pisses me off.
And from what I understand, for that majority of the kids we
So there's
serve
a lot of.
allegedly live
So that's,
in that neighborhood where we is.
and it's also kind of silly. Yeah, I tried to get him to do it.
How you doing?
I'll share with the state.
Happens, I asked him.
Jesse?
Be allowed to proceed individually with the project after we get through the first.
Thank you.
Oh, I interpreted.
Thanks, Terry.
Stage of.
See you later.
Development schematics.
That's how I see it. 50 miles, not an issue. I get to 490, the construction, the car accident.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, that's how I read
So,
it.
and there, especially at the time you were training.
Yeah.
There are delays there every single day.
Yes, 240 miles,
Straight, right? Zoom.
not an issue.
No, I mean, we're just moving numbers around now.
Slow down a
I
bit.
guess that's the issue.
I didn't exactly know those words.
District. Also not land number of students that the schools were doing at the time. Yeah, the construction. That definition is going to make available less to spread around to the other schools. Sure. Which is going to surface, make self-evident to candidates for because they're so popular. But right, it's a different argument. It's co-joined by SED to be funded and capital projects. It should be separate. Simplest.
Well, I think, you know, I think the other thing that has occurred to me is that we're trying to put, you know,
Young man.
5 pounds of shit in a $25 bag. The way in which we approach state approaches, and then the different approaches, the planning and allocation of resources among these schools should change. Population has changed. The problem is, look at the way in which these special classrooms are the demand for them expands so fast, we can't keep up with them. We can't get the documents right long enough to.
Before changing.
Yeah.
Well, it's a self-contradicting proposition because the whole intent of special needs students is providing them the small group specialized instruction for them to catch up. Here's our problem. Did it take it for 12, 16, 14, 1, that's still the same size as the full class. Reduce the population. And when you get additional aides, it doesn't offset cutting the classroom from 27, 28, 12. You see, so it shoots recaps off. The facilities, the latent value of the facilities that the district has in its portfolio.
Yeah.
They're not gonna go out and build new schools,
No.
and it's far cheaper to reinvest in these schools. Plus, SED never has wanted to encourage you to let planned obsolescence be the reason for replacing the school. So you see, there's all these.
But their approach to this is mathematical.
Yes.
And it isn't working.
Yes.
It isn't working in terms of delivering the product. It may be working from their administrative point of view, but, you know, in terms of actually solving the problem here, what is the problem we're trying to solve? We're trying to have a reasonable number of assets to solve the problem of performance in the city school district.
Yes.
That's what we're trying to solve. We're not trying to meet some arbitrary formula that, and should there be more kids in, or fewer kids in these classrooms than there were when I went to #1 school? I think so. You know, we must have had 60 kids in a little desk in the world.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's not, doesn't make any sense anymore.
But I don't.
We'll see. Maybe they won't be quite so arbitrary.
The instructional side is as involved in this process as they have been years past. And SED.
You think so?
I don't think you did.
That's one of the things that,
Definitely.
the other thing that pisses me off is that, and it just happenstance, is that this fight is being held over MLK.
Let me know the
Which is
update.
the last goddamn elementary school they were closing.
Better be updated this week.
Thanks.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's in a Hispanic neighborhood with a 2-track Hispanic program. I mean, give me that joint.
But it reveals where they're coming from and what we're.
Yeah, and they missed the whole point of it, you know.
I mean, you know what, all they look at is their checklist and paper. I mean, the example of that is showing them that we only needed 45 kids from those 6 closed elementary schools to change the calculation to prove that we needed those 4 classrooms. And they agreed, yeah, that'll work. Show it to us on paper. We have to have a demographic projection because that's their requirement. And they want to pick a number off a piece of paper.
Remember that we're not going to send a letter until Jacob talks to SED.
Right.
We were waiting. Get on top of that?
3 times.
Absolutely.
Okay.
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 It was signed by everybody?
But should he
Signed
send the
by
letter
everybody?
or still, you want me to send the letter?
No, this is a client, this is a contract administration. It's what you should be doing. You know, we could make an argument that there's not a specific requirement for the board to approve it.
Right.
But it's a big step.
Yeah.
So the board needs to approve. But no, you're the guy that or Savin is the operation that should do it.
So slight suggestion that
Plus, you know, Jesus, I mean, don't drag that operation into the signing of the damn thing. You know, we'll never get this done.
Never.
would you consider copying? Would you consider copying Jacob?
Yeah, but I mean, I've talked to Jay, he's gonna call.
I know, I understand, but just to show that the district.
Oh, yeah,
is
that's fine.
fully
That's a good idea,
engaged,
good idea.
tuned,
Yeah.
And history doesn't revise itself. No,
It'll be interesting to see how SED reacts to it. They may not react at all. I mean, just simply say. You know, you can't help but play lawyer. Yeah, writes us this letter, right? Yeah. And there's a section in the letter that says, where is it here? I got it.
SED memos,
This is his letter back to us after the meeting.
consulting with council.
Yeah, right. Progression to future design stage reviews may not occur until all 6 preliminary reviews are completed. You know, if you were a nasty lawyer like you were, you would say that's an instruction to close. And we got it from SED.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure. That's true.
Ask for it. say, you know, what am I supposed to do? That guy didn't think of that when he wrote that. More on okay. Okay, guys, thanks.
It's the last one.
That's right. It's sort of like, you ever see that movie?
Yeah. You screw me up here. Well,
That's okay.
no, I mean, that's what I'm kidding you, but see before.
Yeah, it was.
And I almost signed in the wrong line.
You can take your meds.
I'll take a look at that.
Group time at
I don't
six.
care, but
Okay.
it probably would be easier if we do it consistently.
I agree. I'll bring it up to the guys.
Okay.
I'll change it myself.
There
I'll
you
take a
go.
look at all of them. Thank you. Appreciate you. Okay, I think we're all set.
You know, he said, in his mind, he's helping the district.
It's in his.
Thanks, I just asked, Tom, I just sent you a text, actually.
Survey.
It's in his own-
Directly across the hall. You can see the women's sign from the window.
Yep.
Directly across the hall.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, the problem.
Do what we can.
Do what we can.
Yeah.
All right, good night.
So, you know, they do not care.
It's about their process.
It's not their process.
It's good. There's a lot of good questions about our finances for the first time. It was good.
SED program.
No, there was a lot of
questions
today,
which is unusual.
Who was that?
Problem is, as I said.
Guy who answered the questions of the
Side,
finance.
SED is not weighing this whole process. It's just.
I thought so too, but I can't tell. You have to get, I gotta get a system for dealing.
Teach these kids.
I'll tell you what, if you had.
So we know who.
Chuck's umbrella, this bullshit wouldn't go on.
I think you had one phone call number there. That's why we
That's
got it.
She's able to identify.
Well, I could ask.
I mean, I was on those calls with those guys.
I didn't.
Years, that's probably.
Kinda caught me
You
off
know,
guard.
and I could be with those guys, but this would never transpire.
90% sure it's
the
the
Travis.
CFO
It's
because
the
the
Travis.
superintendent followed up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, that's fine. There was nothing untold about the question.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Concerned about time from this standpoint. to say
Well,
just
hopefully those answers are
good.
I hope.
And those guys got that, they understood. I was just saying to
Yeah.
Rolly about how back in the day, you could get on a phone call, Tom could call Chuck Sabella or Carl Thurnow at SEDs, it was crazy. He cut through all the BS.
Yeah,
There's nobody there.
there's nobody there. The leadership is even worse than CoStar, because when I spoke with CoStar, I says, come on, he says, look, I can't lift a finger until Sarah Madison, Christina Coughlin tell me what to do. We were working with them in Briarcliff Manor, no issue, no issue, but it's only here he's been DI, but anyway.
There was one time, quick story, I was representing the Medina School District.
Yeah.
And the plan was, the planned building, school building was of a size that required them to go through secret. They didn't do it. And so the workaround was they were gonna carve out 4,000 square feet of the building. So they dragged the architect to the superintendent.
Yeah.
We took it to Carl Thurnow and said, hey, look, come on.
Yeah.
He just blessed it and said.
Yeah.
We actually attended, when I was going to those meetings back then with superintendent at the time was, I'm trying to think of who the hell it was. But anyway, we had regular monthly meetings with the superintendent. Carl Turno attended some of them.
Oh, yeah.
Come in town and actually say, okay, so you could talk over your problems with him and he could help you solve them.
Yeah, yes, problem solved.
He was good. He actually walked the buildings with us in phase 2. Walked the buildings
Really?
physically, yeah, see what's going on. He came to the site.
Yeah, I remember because I
Well,
went.
that's good, yeah.
Yeah,
He toured the Greece Performing Arts Center. Have you ever been to that building?
Yeah, that thing is,
He looked around, he said, how the hell did we ever fund this?
that thing is ridiculous. It looks, I know.
That's because the superintendent at the time was a big Broadway guy.
Yeah, I mean, but that thing is something else.
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh, well,
Well, my friends,
Your patience is a virtue, for sure.
there's this thing called local cost. If they feel that they can afford it and raise their taxes, which is the difference between dependent districts and the other 725 districts.
There are a lot of very, significant, facilities changes in the suburbs. My youngest grandson is playing football for Penfield, which is no good, but so they travel around the county to get their ass kicked in various different locations, but it allows me to tour the facilities.
Yeah.
And for instance, Victor,
Oh.
which is brand new, but it has.
Field house.
Yeah, it's got this incredible setup. I mean, it looks like a college. With a big pool and,
the envious in colleges.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, back in the day, if you combine school districts, you got 100%. Like
You got
Wayland,
100%
Oaxaca,
aid.
that little school district, Wayland, Oaxaca, that's the same thing. Beautiful field house, beautiful fields, all kinds of.
They got 100% reimbursement.
They got 100%.
I think it's for 10 years.
Yeah.
For consolidation.
That was
To consolidate.
Consolidate districts.
To get them to do it, you mean?
Yeah, that was the inducement.
No, if you do it, then you're eligible for that.
That's what I meant, yeah.
Yes.
Well, that Mid Lakes thing too, that I drive by on the way down to the lake, that's a big
I
layout.
can buy that, yeah.
And it's a nice looking, at least from the road, it looks pretty nice.
You see, the small city and suburban districts play the game well from the standpoint they know every 5 years their aid is reinstated. So they'll do a piece year after year. They'll replace fields year after year. They do it every 5 to 6 years.
But some of those districts, at least around here, are losing population. I mean, Victor isn't because people are moving to Victor, but Greece has lost population.
Now, if you're not in a district, you have to.
I think, I haven't been much into it, but it's not that big to begin with. And they don't have a lot of fancy stuff. But I say fancy stuff compared to Victor. They have a football stadium with artificial turf and lights and, I mean, they're pretty good. So we don't need to feel sorry for them.
They had a public referendum and that's the ticket to their project. SED does.
Friday Night Lights.
Hey, yes.
Okay.
Rules work.
Okay. See ya.
See you. Thank you.
See you later.
Bye, Kim.
Bye, Ed.
Bye, Ed.
Quick question, Pepin.
About a month and.
Oh. Are they off?
Yeah.
No, okay.
No, right. Thanksgiving's late this year.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
The union meeting, is
Yeah.
that going to be in person or virtual? Do I need to set up a meeting for that?
Yeah, it's in person.
Okay, so
Yeah, it's in person. So I kind of sent the address and everything to Tim Sealer, and he's gonna arrange with the union. Yeah, but it's in person, yeah.
and then secondarily, do we need to have a meeting to go over the quarterly report that was it Jaime was asking about? I did
Yeah,
look
he
at it.
asked, no, he asked if we sent it. I told him, no, the quarter just finished. So that's kind of what prompted me to give Tom a copy. And I said, it's in process, it's a draft. And then once you and I get a chance to review it, then we'll finalize it, just to put him at ease.
Okay,
But he said if it was sent, I told him we wrapped it up.
right.
Just last week, and I just give Tom a copy today, yeah.
Okay,
So I think that's up to you if you want to review it, Kim, but he's got it. So I guess if he has comments or you have comments, we'll just make those. I sent you the Word file just in case.
yeah. So now that I know he has it, I'll follow up to see if he has any changes, but I'll let you know if there's anything that I see.
Right.
And then I'll update the
Mhm.
charts.
Yeah, you want me to send him I updated the chart too, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just put the numbers right into those pie charts. If you want, I can send him the Word file.
No, he won't do anything with it.
Oh.
So it's just
Okay.
making sure that it stays on his list of things to
Things to do.
say yay or
Right.
nay. Mhm.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. So no, that's good. So how's your trip?
Good.
Good, 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 good.
It just didn't make sense I was here this past weekend and I have to be here this coming weekend, so it didn't make sense to come
Okay.
back and forth.
That's good. That's good. Okay. Well, we have official instructions, so I'll wait for Jacob because he wants me to wait for Jacob to talk to SCD first before the letters are sent. So I'll just wait. I'll follow up with Jacob in an email.
Mhm.
So,
What's the impact?
well, um, I would think the impact is we time because we don't know yet. Ed doesn't think that, we're gonna incur extra money from the consultants, but okay.
Well, they'll be incurring expenses from you,
Yeah.
because you're there
Yeah.
chewing up time, chewing up funds that will now need to be still
Yeah.
spent at the end.
Right. And I told them we're not, we're stopping the design, but there's still like little housekeeping work to do. I can't just say, okay, we're shutting the doors
Right.
and we go away. We can't do that. We have to at least, yeah. You need me or Kim?
Rolling.
Yeah, he's outside. Yeah. So that's pretty much what I told them. We still have like some minor work to do. So,
Thank you, Siobhan.
You're welcome, my dear.
so, we're not going to shut the door and say we go away. So the one thing I told them is that we do need the ISR and special ed stuff resolved. And if we don't have them resolved, so we'll have all the answers, we'll have the enrollment projection. Now we're waiting for papers that could have been signed like 6, 8, 9 months ago. So we'll
So
see.
that's the kind of impact that you should be tracking.
Yeah.
And you're going to be charging at the back end to
That's
say,
right.
this time that I spent waiting, I still have to get your work done.
Yeah.
And because I spent this time waiting,
Yeah.
now I have to do this extra work at the end.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, no, that's the input. And I'm very glad that, the chairman brought this to the board. So everybody knows. It's not just a little letter from one guy to another. Everybody knows. And he also said that he tried to move it as much as he could, but we're at a point where, so he acknowledged that he asked us to continue. So it's not just, which was good. Which was good to hear. Yep. But we'll see. I'll try to stay out of trouble.
Remember the clowns.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you're still recording.
Yeah, that
Okay.
I would say that if I was still in the room.
Knowing you would say that right with everyone.
Right around the table.
Okay, where's the red nose? Okay.
Exactly.
Yep. But there were a lot of questions on the finances. A lot. They're good questions. But I wasn't sure if those questions are gotcha questions or because I know my friend Kesa was asking why we have all these reserves set aside. But
Well, let me just say again, Mr. Peanut is right there, who should have been able to prep and answer those questions before they got into this room. With all the meetings, all the discussions, all the information, he sits there like the cat has his tongue.
Hopefully my responses were okay. Hopefully. So I don't know. There was no reaction. You know.
Yeah, and it may just be set up a meeting with Robert to say, okay, you had some questions, let's go over it, see what it was you're really trying to get at, what you need
Yeah.
information on. And at least you, Robert, will understand it so that when you get to this meeting, you're not asking these kind of questions that
Mm,
should have been briefed on before.
yeah. Yeah, that is true. And
You know them and you've worked with them before. It wouldn't be out of place to say, hey, let's get on a call, go over the numbers.
yeah. No, that'd be good. And I just Tom Richards didn't know who was asking those questions. I think it was Robert Down, but
It was
yeah.
Robert and the superintendent.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So Kim, I'm gonna shut down
Good idea. Me too.
and get something, I guess my friend Rolly is probably thirsty for Kettle One on the rocks.
Uh-huh.
So I'll probably do that and get a break because I got a big meeting tomorrow with our friend Divas. So
Oh, is he FedExing you a turkey sandwich?
the turkey is on Thursday.
Oh.
But I think there's a pre-meeting tomorrow that he wants to talk to me, Shay. Shay's doing better with his double lung transplant.
Oof.
Steve Spangler. It's probably about Yonkers he wants to meet. So
Steve still there? I thought he was bowing out.
it's still there until the end of the year. I think January is when he's out. So in January, all these projects become Pepin's projects. Not looking for it. Like Wyandanch, Yonkers again, Briarcliff, Rye, Greenberg. And I'm gonna try to delegate some of them to Kevin Austin and some to Nancy. We'll see how it goes.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, sounds like the fun's about to begin with Mr. Coleman. So I'm bowing out.
Yeah, Mr. Coleman is probably ready for Kettle One on the rocks with a large tonic.
This man, amazingly astute. Wow. I would say this is paranormal.
Well, you gentlemen enjoy, and I will see you the next time.
See you the next time. Yeah. All right.
Just touch a button.